Hey, folks, welcome back to Manor Road Studio. My name is Dale, and welcome to the Alive podcast, or as now we're trying to call it, Living a Dream. Got the Alive sign on the wall, stands for Authentic Love, Imagination, Victor, and Evolve. Always in my hand is the Hope Rock. Right over here on the wall, I look at all the times when you feel like quitting, remember why you started. I got a lot of things I want to go over with you today. And if you'll notice on my Facebook page earlier in the week, I posted a thing about how you specifically can come together and start relieving some of the issues that cause hopelessness in the world. And one of the things I was hoping for as people responded would be that I didn't want them to say, well, if only so and so would do this, or if that country would do that. It's so easy to point fingers at what other people should do, but this particular exercise was meant for what can you specifically do to relieve some of the strife that's going on in the world. I originally did that because of the Ethiopian crisis going on right now. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized that, okay, some people can't effectuate change all the way across the globe, and I understand that. So we'll even bring it down closer to home and go, what can you do in your little acre of the earth that's been given to you, specifically your community, your hometown? What can you do to effectuate change and hopelessness that is going on around you? It's an open topic, and one of the first things I think we got to realize is that we have to be aware of people that are hurting, and we got to ditch cliches like, "Well, you just need to get over it." And the reason I say that is because we don't know the depth of someone's hurt and pain and suffering. I mean, it could be something that happened many, many years ago in their life. It could be something that happened yesterday, and it could be something they're worried about tomorrow. And what might seem minor to me might be monumental to someone else. And there's so many things that divide us, and there's so many things that stop us from helping others. We allow political affiliation to stop us from helping others. We let religious or non-religious affiliation stop us from helping others. And sometimes when it comes to being, I call myself a spiritual secular humanist. And what I mean by that is I don't need any kind of label on me to love someone else. Let me give you a couple of quotes that I shared this week on my Facebook page that I think might be a little apropos to this. One of these, this is a quote by Steve Jobs. It says, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking." And I hope if you do anything in this, you rewind and listen to that, rewind and listen to it again and again and again. And then today I wrote this. You have heard me say many times that the way we see the world isn't the way the world really is, it is the way we are. I choose to focus on all of the great acts of love that happen every day in our world, and in turn, I hope I promote love. We become what we believe, and I believe in love. And one thing I want to tell the people that are listening to this, you don't need any religious label or any political stamp on your forehead to be able to love others. But if you look at history, so often we've allowed those labels to create hate in us and put helping others basically what seemed like on the other side of the ocean. I want to give you something. I read a quote the other day from Frederick Douglass, who's probably a brilliant, brilliant man. He was a free man back in the late 19th century and early 20th century. But here's something that Frederick Douglass wrote, and I hope you take it to heart. Reviewing the work of the white churches, Frederick Douglass had this to say: between the Christianity of this land and the Christianity of Christ, I recognize the widest possible difference. So wide that to receive the one as good, pure, and holy is of necessity to reject the other as bad, corrupt, and wicked. To be the friend of the one is a necessity. To be the enemy of the other. I love the pure, peaceable, and impartial Christianity of Christ. I therefore hate the corrupt, slave-holding, women-whipping, cradle-plundering, partial, and hypocritical Christianity of this land. Indeed, I can see no reason but the most deceitful one for calling the religion of this land Christianity. If you look over the last several months, as we've gone through the political landscape and people have seen things through lenses that I'm wondering where in the heck they even came up with the ideology or the philosophy they came up with. People they put God in a box. And if you weren't for this particular candidate, this particular party, then God be damn you. And I've watched this play out over and over and over with several friends of mine that think that a particular candidate was basically something that the heavens parted and he came down and landed on earth to fulfill something. I'm like you. I voted. And I'm also going to respect the winner of the election. And I do not want to make this political whatsoever, but I want to tell you this. If you are allowing politics, faith, if that's what you want to call it, spirituality, religion, or anything, divide you from loving someone else, then my friends, you in fact are the one that's wrong. There are people that watch this program right here that are so-called prophets of Christ. And what's interesting about these prophets from Christ is when God is supposedly talking to them, they're not all hearing the same message, which I think is kind of strange. And they also aren't hearing a message that would be indicative of a loving God. And most of these prophets can't fathom the fact that they might be false prophets. They might actually be delusional. I'm not here to judge at all. Matter of fact, I don't even care about someone's ideology. What I do care about is anything that stops them from loving or helping another human being in need. And something in my living a dream that I want to focus on every podcast is the ability for us to come together at the same table. It is so wonderful that we have different thoughts, vivid imaginations. It's okay that we have different religions, political affiliations, ideologies. But that should be an opportunity to come to the table, share discussions, and figure out how we can collectively grow in a loving manner that would reflect the fact that we are born of a loving God. All right, with that being said, I think that's kind of enough for today. I really, really, really wish you would hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. Friend me on Facebook, follow me, Dale Childress. Send me an email at dalechildress@icloud.com. Comment on this, leave me a message in Messenger. Any way you want to contact me, I would appreciate it. And I do not mind differing points of view. I'll be glad to bring them up right here on the podcast without using anyone's name. Because the purpose of this podcast is to bring different personalities and different views of the world all together at one table. So thank you guys and have a wonderful